Hello and welcome to another fresh episode of Raising It with Tammy. I'm your host Tammy, and today we're going to talk about a topic that affects all ages, navigating the world of social media without getting overwhelmed. And today we have a seasoned person that is, I would say she's a guru in this field, and she's here to tell us about how to navigate, not to get overwhelmed, and also to enjoy it for all ages. Please join me in welcoming Chiamaka Mora Obeta. Welcome, please. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited about being here today, especially as this has been long overdue.
I'm telling you, long overdue. Before we start the question, can you tell our viewers who you are so they can know more about you?
Definitely. So my name is Mora Obeta. I am a digital marketer and a social media strategist. I've been working in the field for about 4 years now, and so far I've been able to work with people of all age groups. Think boomers, millennials, Gen Zs, everything. I've also had the opportunity of working with companies and brands and elevating their social media presence and improving their digital marketing strategies. Think social media ads and all the 6 years. Yeah, so that's a little bit of who I am. Okay.
So will you tell our viewers how this passion started? Because you are very passionate about it. I could feel it when you were training me. That I'm getting to it very soon, but can you tell us, please?
Yeah, so it really started as a coincidence, if you put it that way. It wasn't what I would say I planned. It just happened. I was like, oh, okay, I'm actually doing this, so let me take this full time. So when I was phasing out of university, I was phasing out with a new business, a growing business rather. And then I was navigating, putting my business on social media platforms and just getting more eyes to see me aside from my university colleagues, getting the world to see me in quotes, and also just putting myself out there and getting more money for myself as a fresh graduate. So doing this, I realized that there was so much more to social media than just being a consumer, because I was an active consumer of social media. I wasn't the creator. I was the one just watching what other people are doing. And then while I was doing that, I realized that I needed to do more, because I was very comfortable running the account without putting my face attached. So I wanted to do more, and I joined challenges because I needed community for that as well. I joined challenges to help me, and then during the course, I realized I understood the importance of having connection on social media, like connecting with your audience on a face-to-face level on social media as well. And I was having a conversation with a friend, and we were discussing about job opportunities outside school, and she mentioned being a social media manager, and I was like, oh, I don't think I'm comfortable with having that much responsibility. I think I'm just comfortable with just running the accounts for my business and doing all of that. But then along the line, I realized that when I was comparing job descriptions, because I actually needed to get a job, and then NYSC, all of that craziness, and I was comparing job descriptions, I realized that everything that I was doing on my day-to-day was this role, and I could make so much more from this. So it piqued my curiosity, and I went in full-time. So yeah, so far it has been an amazing journey for me. I'm really happy because I made the decision rather that if I was ever going to start working in the corporate 9 to 5, it has to be something that I enjoy, because we give so much hours to our work.
Yes.
Yeah, we really
true.
do.
And time flies when you do that.
Exactly. You realize that you're 30 and you're unfulfilled.
Oh my God. There's nothing like doing something you're passionate about.
Yeah.
Which brings me to the second question. You've worked with baby boomers to Gen Z.
Yeah.
How do these people navigate the world of social media? And is there any big difference in between them?
That's the beautiful question thing. If you take note about the time differences of their birth and the birth of social media and the internet at large, so you will notice that baby boomers, if you are putting them in age groups, you would say that they are in their late 50s, 60s, 70s, going into the 80s, all of that. Yeah. So they weren't really born into the system like you would say Gen Zs were, rather. So they have a very nonchalant approach towards using social media. They are aware of it. They probably have Android, but it doesn't rule their daily life. They are more focused on the physical. And then they probably go to Facebook once in a while and send you links or WhatsApp broadcast messages.
Yeah.
So they have a very nonchalant approach. They are aware of it, but they don't really let it run them. They don't care about it as much as agency audience would do. Millennials would say they were born into the generation where internet was being introduced, so they had the best of both worlds. And you would also consider that with early Gen Zs. Gen Zs born 1997, even down to 2002, 2004. So they had the best of both worlds. Yes, they were in the time where there was nothing in quotes until when something started coming up, buzzing up. So they have the best of both worlds. For their social media use, they came up with the old social media, so you see them more on platforms like Facebook. They were the ones that started using Yahoo before they started using Gmail.
High five, one of them.
Yeah. So they are more on the OG app because that's the one that they would say that they understand the most. So with the rise of this new social media platform, there's a bit of caution for them because some of them don't really understand it as much. So they decide to just do the little they know and leave the rest for the younger generation, or they just decide to go there and see what's happening. And then for the Gen Z audience, they were born into it. So they are the ones that would mostly say have phone addiction. Yeah.
More than 5 social media handles, like they won't get overwhelmed.
Yes,
God.
they are very
Grace.
much experimental. So with the new things coming up, they are moving on with the tide. They want to know everything, what's happening on this app, what's this new app going on. So they're very experimental with their use of the internet, very carefree as well. So that's the major difference that I've noticed between them. But all in all, there's always one similarity in everything. So the only difference is their approach of using social media. But at the end of the day, all the generations, you notice that for them actively using social media, they probably want maybe connection, community. They want to build something for themselves. So the purpose is usually the same, but the approach is where you will see differences. Yeah.
So how can these generations work together without clashing?
That's a very important question, seeing as the differences in their age bracket. So imagine a Gen Z that doesn't really care about social media, that they live and breathe social media, and then the millennials trying to navigate social media and they feel very disrespected on social media. So yes, this is a very important question. So I believe everything boils down to being open and honest with where you are in terms of what you know and how you know them as well. So when you look at millennials, you notice that because of the era that they are born in, they don't really care about social media, but the ones that want to use social media don't really know how to navigate it. And this sense of not knowing often breeds hidden insecurities. I was, will I ask this small girl how can
Small girl.
post? You always ask this small girl how I can make a post on Facebook or Instagram. So for you to be able to use social media without clashing with the younger generation, I would suggest that you be open, for the millennials rather, to be open with the fact that they don't know. It's okay to not know. So when you're open with the fact that you don't know, you now make yourself open to receive the information so that you now know how to navigate the social media and use this space as well. So the issue of not knowing, you would also notice that it leads to into the millennials, because the millennials were there when the OG ones were coming up, but all these new apps, new everything, they find it a bit difficult to maneuver. And since they are now using the internet, they understand the importance of it, so they want to know how to use it. So if there's a want, then you have to be able to relax and be open to being taught how to use these platforms.
Be open to change.
Yes. So when you're able to relax and accept this information, it helps you be a more informed user of the internet as well. And even if I've been sort of praising the Gen Zs for knowing so much, they are not left out on the journey, because you will notice that millennials, since they have this nonchalant in a way, approach to using social media. They are more connected with what's happening in the physical space, in the physical world at large. And then they also have a wisdom that also comes with age to have with navigating these new things that have come up, because they would say they have seen it all. So Gen Z is now, since they are more laid back in their approach to their use of internet, from time to time, it's okay to lean into the wisdoms of the boomers, so that you would also realize that social media, it's not a real place. I'm using a lot of quotations because there's more context to that as well. There's a lot of things that are happening in real life that you need to take note of. When your phone is off, when your laptop is off, when your Wi-Fi is disconnected, social media is completely off. So you also learn to approach the beauty that boomers see in their physical space. Speak with your friends, communicate with your loved ones, people that care about you, touch grass, literally. Yeah, and then you also notice Gen Z's interactions with the millennials as well. They have this beauty in creation. There's a lot of creativity for them untapped compared to the Gen Zs. So they have eyes for everything, fresh eyes, beautiful eyes. If you also notice this if you're talking about film and cinema, there are a lot of amazing directors and that are millennials as well. So in their time, this world or this new aspect of life wasn't cool. You would even say it wasn't serious to tell your parents, to tell your boomer parents and the millennial that you want to be a photographer, when they are actual jobs like engineers and doctors. You want to embarrass the family. So you also notice that for those of them that still push forward to learn these things, they have a lot of passion and creativity for it, which the Gen Z audience also needs to tap into as well. You see how beautiful they create storytelling content, the creativity they have in so many things, the passion as well. It's really beautiful to witness. And if we are able to come together in synergy to understand one another, lean into each other's strengths, improve their weaknesses, we'll be able to have a very balanced and healthy approach and also interactions on social media.
You said it all. We all have strength. All generation has strength. I know.
Yeah.
So, my listeners, I want to be real with you guys. The next question is something that I wanted to say for a long time.
Yeah.
When I started my journey with this social media thing, it was overwhelming for me. She was the one that treated me like, Mara, this is too much for me, but she was able to calm me and put me through. So my next question is, how can you be able to, more like not get overwhelmed with this social media, because you have lots of apps popping out and you have to do, this is trendy, this one is not trendy. How can you stay grounded and not get overwhelmed? That's my question I want to ask you.
Almost like a kid in a candy store. You don't know the candy to pick. Yeah. So what I would usually advise for things like this is accepting that you don't need to be everywhere. You don't need to be on all the social media platforms. You don't need to do everything. Because chasing everything, that's where you put yourself in an overwhelming situation. So there are many social media apps out there. There's Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Threads, Reddit. There's a whole lot. But then how about, instead of focusing on doing everything, focus on taking it one step at a time, conquering one app at a time. And the beauty about taking it one step at a time is, if I'm going to use a practical example for now.
Okay.
Let's say a millennial or a boomer, even Gen Z, some of them gravitate towards one social media app compared to the other. But we'll use a millennial for this example. So I'm a millennial and I like to use Facebook. So, and I also don't know anything about Twitter. I don't like using Twitter.
Really?
In my example, rather.
Okay. All right.
In my example. So this person,
okay,
only understands Facebook.
Okay.
They don't care about Twitter. They don't care about Instagram. TikTok is a whole new jungle for them. But for Facebook, rather, they are pros. So instead of trying to kill yourself about learning everything at the same time, how about you start with Facebook that you know, build your audience there. And then when you now learn another social media app, you take the audience that you have built on that app to your new app that you are in. Do the same for the rest of them. You will notice this on influencers, media personalities. that have a growing audience on maybe Instagram, maybe TikTok, and then they'll come up tomorrow and tell us that, oh, I have a YouTube channel, and all their audience from different platforms rush to that new YouTube platform to support them. So instead of overwhelming yourself to do everything at the same time, take it one step at a time, take a breather, still learning other things, because you can never know too much. You can never, know so much. That's the word. Take your time, learn this app, conquer this, do that as well, and then grow from there. So that way it becomes less overwhelming.
So finally, what advice would you give to baby boomers, Gen Z, no, millennial and Gen Z regarding the space of social media, how to succeed, how to, grow?
Yeah. But before then, a little more on the last question that I spoke about. As much as I would say conquer one social media platform at a time, someone that has a growing business like I had on social media knows that you cannot just, because of the time, you cannot just be on one platform. So you understand how other platforms work, have a little understanding about it. You can also employ people, because you don't need to know everything. Employ people that have an understanding of all these platforms so that they can be able to guide you better. That is if you're using social media for profit making. So let's say business owners, people that have brands, companies, they have to promote, and their target audience is on Instagram and all these younger apps as well. So what I would advise is expand your team, get people that are aware of how these other platforms work while you're still learning as well, because you also need to have the knowledge for, as a brand owner, a business owner, you need to have this knowledge for yourself. But while you're getting this knowledge for yourself, so that you don't slack back, expand your team, get people that have this, let them be running for you while you are learning. And also, if you have an idea about more than one platform, you can also tailor your content to that platform as well. Let's say you have, for example, if you don't mind me using you as
No, from it's fine. It's fine.
You have a podcast, you post the long form on YouTube.
Yes.
Yeah. And now you also have
TikTok.
a TikTok account
And
as well,
Instagram.
an Instagram account as well.
Yes.
And then you now know that your audience is on YouTube, but you also have an understanding of Instagram and TikTok, so you can't neglect those apps. So what you do is now conform to the structure, the rules of the app. So YouTube prefers this format and Instagram prefers this format. I'm using that for people that get confused about horizontal and vertical. So what you can do now is just post snippets here and there, just as the app allows. So all these other social media platforms to also help you gain knowledge. So everything still boils down on knowledge as well. If you don't know, get someone that knows while you learn. And if you know, just try to post your content in a way that it conforms to the rules of each app so that you can grow as a group. That's what I mean. For that. And if you can reiterate the last.
Yeah, so the advice you give to each generation when they want to, for thriving in the business, so they won't get overwhelmed, so they won't get lost, but they'll still connect with different generation. That's what I asked initially.
Okay. So what I would suggest is I would say take your time. And a little bit, this advice to also made me feel some type of way the first time I heard it, but I promise if you sit with it, it makes a lot of sense. So don't rush, but at the same time, rush. I would explain.
Please.
So the purpose of social media at the end of the day is to either build connection, build community, or grow your personal brand. Yeah. Yes. So when I say don't rush, you can't rush perfection, you can't rush greatness, you can't rush authenticity. So you have to calm down and be true to who you are and your values.
True, yeah.
So don't rush that. The part where you rush now is maybe your implementation, which comes with knowledge. If you realize that there's something you need to learn, rush and learn it, because the times are changing. While you're learning it, you're trying to use your knowledge to sieve, if that's the correct word. Does this align with my goals? Does this align with my vision, the vision that I see for myself? So that's what I mean by rush, and then don't rush at the same time. Another thing that I would say about social media for all age groups is being true to who you are. being authentic with your stories.
Authentic, yes.
So while trends come and go, for the Gen Z audience, there will always be something trending.
Always.
Yes. So while trends come and go, what would say would be more comforting to the older generation is the fact that authenticity and storytelling never goes out of style. People want to connect with you as a person outside the trends. People want to connect with who you are, what you love to do, maybe your thoughts process. So people love this kind of connections. So don't shy away from it. Don't think that my story is too boring or my life is so boring. Don't try to act crazy if you're not crazy in quote, and don't try to act calm if you're not calm in quote, because you will always find someone or people rather that love the things that you love, that gravitate towards you as well. So for using social media, I would say be true to who you are. Then for the millennials, if I'm breaking them through generations, for the millennials, I would say your stories are really important because you were born in a time where people didn't, there was no widespread of information. So information was for some particular group of people. But now with the use of social media and the internet at large, you have so many more people that are looking forward to hearing your stories. If a grandpa or a man of 70 that was part of the Biafra war decides to come online on Instagram and YouTube and talk about his experience, you realize that a lot of people want to know this.
History.
They want to know the history, and you are the bearer of the history. So do not be shy or afraid to speak your truth. Be yourself, tell your stories. A lot of people want to listen to your stories. I remember my grandfather was telling me about the war story. I was so excited. It didn't even feel like 4 hours because I was just listening. I'm like, you mean you passed through this? What were you guys eating? So storytelling will never go out of style. Don't be overwhelmed. Be true to yourself and tell the audience, and your audience will gravitate towards you as well. For my millennials, I would say stop chasing perfection. You don't have to be. There's no post that has to be too perfect. Perfection is a scam. Yes, and it also holds you back. So while you're taking caution, because you coming online, you might also have a corporate job that you're maybe the manager of, and everyone sees you as this authority, and then they now come and see you online talking. Yeah. So while you're observing that caution, it's important to stop chasing perfection. The internet has so much opportunities for everyone, so it's important to calm down, come out of your head and enjoy the experience. Enjoy creating your life, your journey, your experience. Enjoy that. Be present for that. Don't overthink that so much so that you can be able to get the benefits that you want out of social media. So for my Gen Z audience, what I would advise is not to get too drowned in the noise. It's very easy to get carried away by the excitement of social media.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I would say that go outside and touch grass, literally. Don't get too carried away by the noise that you start to have conflicting identity crisis. You don't know who you are. At the end of the day, you have to have a firm understanding of your core, who you are, what you like, what you don't like. So when you have these core values, it's to help you navigate the social media space and also navigate your content as well as a creator, not a consumer. Yeah,
Cool.
so that's
I like to add to what you said. For my viewers, I'm guilty of that part that each time I want to post a video, I have to look for a perfect scene, perfect word and all that, and I overthink it. But in all, I like to say that whenever you're doing this, have the back of your mind that you need to what are you doing it for?
Yeah.
Are you doing it for people or for me?
Yeah.
Does it make you feel good? Have your community. You cannot be everywhere and work at the pace, at your pace. She said, rush and don't rush.
Yeah.
Interesting. Tomorrow, if people want to know about you, they want to sign up with you, because I did sign with her and it is wonderful. She's good at what she's doing. Like I said, mentioned earlier, she put me through how to go about the social media world, not to get overwhelmed. How can people find you so that they will sign up with you? Tell us your handles.
Okay, so if you want to sign up with me professionally, maybe if you want to learn social media, or if you want to promote your brand or your personality out there, you can find me on LinkedIn at Mora Obeta. If you want to relate with me on a casual level, you can find me on Instagram at Spaces of Mora. I believe everything will be put on the screen for you to be able to find me. But I am on LinkedIn at Mora Obeta. Yeah.
Thank you for a wonderful conversation.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you again and again. So for our viewers, if you love this episode, please hit like, subscribe, share with your friends. Want to know your thoughts on this. If you had experience like I did, and we can rub minds. Always remember that the social media is not there to intimidate you, you're there to have fun. Be real. You're not following anyone. Just be yourself. And believe me, you will find your community and everything will be okay. Yeah. Thank you for following and watching too. And take care and be blessed. Ciao.